On the Schmidt family farm, change doesn't always come easy, but they never shy away from it when they think it's the right thing to do.
We've tried a variety of different things, and when you find a niche that works, you kind of, and as long as it fits into your day-to-day activities, it's something that you can manage correctly without something else suffering, we'll go move forward with that.
In the early 1920s, Oscar Schmidt migrated to the eastern shore of Maryland along the majestic Chesapeake Bay, where the family now farms 1,800 acres. In time, Walter took over the operation with his brother, who died in 1970.
That started us thinking about tomorrow and what we should be doing. And the attorneys encouraged us to make a will and think about turning the business over to the boys, and then we go from there.
It seemed a good idea to turn the business over to the boys while Walter was still able to help out, maybe give a little advice, or at least to be at least a part of the business still.
And recently I've got a promotion. I'm the family gopher now. I go for this and I go for that. So somebody's going to do the heavy lifting,
When the transition to Hans and Alan as managers took place, the operation included 3,000 laying hens, a farrow-to-finish hog operation that had been part of the farm for 50 years, and a cow-calf herd. The brothers soon decided livestock was not part of the long-term business strategy.
We kind of saw the handwriting on the wall, both from a market standpoint, but also from an environmental standpoint.
Located 70 miles from the major population centers of Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and Philadelphia, growth in acreage is limited by suburban encroachment. The 2,100 acres owned by the family would not support 3 families growing traditional row crops.
We realized, too, that we couldn't survive just on row crops, and that's when we decided that we needed to venture out and look at other crops to grow on the farm without so much expanding the farm more acres than what we were already doing.
They didn't want to be forced to compete against neighbors for land. Ever open to new ideas, Hans and Alan looked to the potential of niche markets. Diversification is key.
We decided we need to find a way to make more per acre than just row crops, and that's why we got more into the vegetables, the hay, and some of the other crops that we grow.
One of those other crops is wine grapes. Managed by Hans' wife, Jenny, it's the largest commercial wine grape vineyard in Maryland. Growing interest in wine grapes in the state spawned a new enterprise for the Schmidts, custom vineyard management.
Trying to help the local industry grow by offering the services that they need to produce quality so that Maryland wine can build its reputation as a high-quality wine.
Living and farming in the Chesapeake Bay watershed, farmers like the Schmidts face ever-growing environmental regulations. But for the Schmidts, many of these environmentally friendly farming practices were already put in place by their dad.
Dad started many years ago experimenting with no-till, and so that's been a long time here on this farming operation. When we transitioned out of the hog operation, then that was the ideal time to go back and to go no-till full-time, and that has worked out well with us.
We need to show that we are doing our part to keeping the bay clean and not having any settlement leaving our soil, because it comes down to if it leaves the soil, then our profits go down, and we need to keep our ground as profitable as possible for us and for our next generation that may come on the farm. Dad gave us the opportunity to decide what we wanted to do as far as what direction the farm was, and one of the first decisions we made was get out of the hogs and the beef cattle, and we kind of changed that whole direction. And then when our children come along, if they choose to stay here on the farm, they have every opportunity to pick the direction they want, whether it's something that's going on existing right now or something completely different.